Okay, we're going to do a quick oil change on the SLK today. I'm going to take you through the process that the Haynes manual talks about, and I'm going to use a pump to empty the oil, which I've never done before. I've always drained oil from the sump plug and obviously grovelled around on the floor. Apparently this is the way that everyone does it these days. So tag along and we'll see how it goes. I've got some oil, I've got my socket set, I've got a tool, a special tool, which is I bought off the internet. There's multi flats for getting the oil filter off. I've got a new oil filter, and I have the pump, and I have the empty oil containers and some paper towel, because you need wadding to go around the oil filter when you loosen it, which is what the Haynes manual says do first. So let's do that first. Find the oil filter. Which is under this one. Little clippy cover that comes off, and under here we have, okay, so Haynes manual says put lots of wadding around this, which is what I'm going to do. Well, there's a lot of wadding. Now, my special tool. Oh, sorry. You should be able to loosen this off. Yeah, it's not very tight. The theory is that once you do this, you kind of allow air to go in, and that allows the oil to drain away, hopefully down into the sump. I'll just go to the end of the thread. Lift it. Right. Nice to get that off there. But, there we go. That's draining. Right. Next, I'm going to set up the oil pump. We're going to go for the dipstick hole. With me. Here's my new pump, which I've never used. It has instructions. big hose, a pump with some little hose, crocodile clips which will go on the battery to make it run, and some Jubilee clips. Right, okay, and what does it say? Attach the hoses. Remove the thingies, straighten the suction hose 8, drain hose 10, install the suction hose onto the suction hose connector, install the drain hose onto the drain hose connector, secure both hoses with the supplied hose clamps. 3. Okay. That's exciting, isn't it? Okay. What is the suction hose? Yeah, so the smaller one is the suction hose, which theoretically is small enough to go into the dipstick hole, which is what we really want. Okay, so I'll do this. You come. Right, so we've got hoses clamped on each side. Small hose in, big hose out. Now, I've also noticed that there's a switch on here, so I can turn it on and off on there. It's got feet underneath, so I'm assuming it's supposed to sit that way up. And right, so I'm going to connect it. I'm going to connect it to my battery. If I can get to my battery. Carefully. Checking it's turned off, of course. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to feed the pipe down the dipstick hole. See if I can allow you to see it. A bit more rank. Now this oil is fairly clean, but it's very old too. Because the car was parked up for 5 years. So clean the dipstick, put the dipstick to one side, okay, and feed this pipe down here. Right, that seems to have stopped. The other end I need to put in a bottle. There's a bottle. I'm just going to pop the other end in it, which you don't need to see. Rest assured, if I didn't, it would spray all over the dry, which I don't want to do. Right, that's down there. Now, theoretically, if I turn this on, it sucks it up there. Goes down there. And it goes into there. It's very exciting. Now all I need to do is keep an eye on this and not let it overflow, because this is a 4-litre bottle and it's a 6-litre car. Quite exciting, this. We've done a litre. If I was being really cocky, I could take my oil filter out as well, couldn't I? Oh, this is good. A litre and a half. Just over. I've just pulled the old filter out of the filter housing with a protective rag and put it to one side. So now I'm going to mop this up. Lots of rag needed for this job. A lot of people wear gloves when they do this job, just in case they get oil on their hands. As you can see, I'm not getting any oil on my hands, so there's no risk for me, but if there's a risk for you, then put gloves on. It is carcinogenic. That means it could give you cancer. You get lots of contact with spent engine oil, so gloves are a good idea. My second bottle. Right, we're going to shut this off because we've got over 3 litres. Draining out of there. We'll pop that one on, and then we can carry on. Let's get you back in position. Prime spot. What a great audience position this is. There we go. Pump is on. Carrying on. Put a lid on my first bottle, ready to take to the tip. There it is, nice and warm. Get my filter out. That's the part number for the SLK facelift 170 R170 2.3 litre compressor. There it is. It's making some noises. There's my cap for the cleaner. Sounds like we're getting there. Pop this in here. Yeah, goes around. Filter's open at the bottom and it's closed at the top. The top goes in the top. The open hole goes at the bottom. That's going back into there. I might give that a wipe round before I do. Some of my boarding. noisy old pump now that it's finished. Spin that pipe around, see if there's any more to be had. Here. Sounds like we're done with the pump. Pop this in the hole. Actually, there's no O-ring with this, was there? Let's just have a quick look. Normally you get an O-ring with these. It is the O-ring. Right, I'm going to turn that off and we'll talk about O-rings. Right. Ooh. That was easy though, wasn't it? Oil filtering. Now, when you get filters, you often get this with it, and that's to replace this O-ring that goes around here. So I'm going to take that off. So I'll take the filter off and put it back in. Take the O-ring off with a bit of rag so I don't get oil on me. That's good. And I'll take the new O-ring out of the bag. There's actually a new copper sealing washer for the sump plug, which we don't need today because we've not taken the sump plug out. Hurrah! I'm just going to give this seal a wipe with my oily rag. Just get a little bit of oil onto there because that helps it to seal. I'm only putting a wipe of oil on this. Still protecting my hands, of course. That goes on in the same place that the old one came off, so that's around there in the groove, nice and neat. Filter, top, which is sealed, goes in the top. And we're going to put it into here. Sliding onto the central shaft that's in there, and that'll go down. So there'll be a torque rating in the Haynes manual for this, which I haven't got out here, so I'll look that up. I'm going to put it not very tight for now. I'm just going to turn that down using the wrench to about there, and I'll get the torque wrench and I'll check that later, because it is important that you tighten them right to the correct torque. They don't tighten very tight, they don't need to, but it's best to get it right. Now we're going to take out my lovely pump. Let's get you comfy here, and drain that down. Just lifting the out pipe, as it were. See if I can get that to drain some away. I don't think there's any more to have in here, is there? No, so it's not picking up anymore. take that out all the way. This rag. That's that. There's my bottle. Now, this was the second bottle, as you know, because the bottles only hold 4 litres on this occasion. And there we go. That's that. Put a lid on that. That one's got a litre and a half in it, 2 litres in it. So we had about 3.5, I guess, in the other one. Maybe 1.5 in this one. 3.5, 1.5 is about 5. So yeah, not as much as I expected. But now I can, well, I can fill it back up with oil, which I've got. Let's clear this up. Make sure you put your battery covers back on.